Hi, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Rain. Welcome to Hey There, Human. Let me bring up the Hey There, Human theme song to play for you guys. Hold on one sec, will you? Here we go. Take it away.
How you doing?
Here we go.
Do you wanna talk?
Oops, there we go.
Hey there, human. How you doing? Do you wanna talk about the craziness that we call life? Take away your pain with your strain. Hey there, human.
Thank you to Debbie Mack for the delightful theme song. Hey everybody, welcome. We've got a great show lined up for you today. Actually, it's not. It's not that great of a show. It's an above average show because we were only able to get Jack Dylan Grazer today. Hello. What a cutie, what a superstar. I think this is when he was like 12. He's like 17 or 18 now. I don't know how old he is, but he doesn't look like that anymore. He's much more mature. Sorry about my hat. I have long, unkempt, very unwashed hair. Very excited to talk to Jack. I wanted to get a perspective from an actual teenager about life as a teenager under this quarantine and during these very difficult and trying times. He's a great human being, a terrific actor, and doing lots of really interesting stuff. Very excited to talk to him in the upcoming minutes of the show. And he's got a lot of fans here. I see a lot of Jack fans, heart Jack, Jack is cute, love Jack. Everyone's like, he's 16, Jack is 16, whatever. I don't think he's 16, I think he's 17. Like I said, I did a movie with him. I'm a way better actor than he is, as you will see when you see the movie. And we'll be discussing that as well. Folks, listen up. We got a nice letter. You can write us at heytherehuman@soulpancake.com. And I wanted to share this nice letter from a previous interviewee. Because part of the show is we interview random human beings from the internet. So after I interview Jack, I'll be interviewing a couple of random human beings from all over the World Wide Web, all over the world. It's very exciting. We talk about surviving in quarantine, surviving in pandemic, dealing with anxiety, dealing with uncertainty, tools that we can use, positive, proactive tools that we can use to keep our mental health intact and make the world a better place at the same time. So let me say, I'll share this. And for all of these Jack Dylan Grazer fans that have joined and are here to see that cutie pie Jack, just hold on to your horses. This is a show we've been doing for 5 or 6 weeks, 7 weeks or so, that explores the issues around quarantine, tries to uplift, connect people, build bridges, and talk about some of the issues that people are going through in a lighthearted, fun, and connective way. So that's the actual show that you're here for, and I hope you'll support at SoulPancake, give them a follow, and support this show, Hey There Human, as you watch this stellar cutie pie, Jack Dylan Grazer. I always want to see Glazer, but Grazer. So we got this letter in from a previous viewer. It says, my name is Haley, and Rain interviewed me and my boyfriend Doug on the Instagram live show 2 Fridays ago, Haley Earp. Thanks for selecting us and your daily encouragement and normalization of how we are all feeling during this crazy situation. The quarantine has been difficult for us, and I have seen so many loved ones fall into depression, sadness, and confusion during this time. I have even been feeling this way. I don't know how I could help myself or others. So when I heard about Crisis Text Line on your show a few weeks ago, I knew I had to apply. Today, I received the email I've been accepted as a volunteer. I'm honored and thrilled to be part of something bigger than myself, while I am cooped up, and I am so humbled to have the opportunity to provide some support to people who are doing the most courageous thing there is to do: reach out and ask for help. A massive, humongous thank you to Rain and the SoulPancake team for creating a great space for seeing, for feeling, and for sharing resources to help everyone during this time. You are appreciated. I also just got the SoulPancake book, and I am excited to go through it during the quarantine. Thank you, Haley Earp. Thanks, Haley Earp. That's very exciting. I have my SoulPancake book here, but I'm using it to prop up my iPad. Oh! My iPad that just fell over. So let me show everyone what we're talking about here. When we started SoulPancake, it was just a website about exploring life's biggest questions, and we created a book to go with it. SoulPancake is now a little bit more than that. It's a media company, a digital media company that produces content, many pieces of original content on YouTube every week, and on Facebook. We do branded content, television, all kinds of delicious and delightful podcasts, inspiring, uplifting content that brings people together. So this book, Chew on Life's Big Questions, is filled with lots of art and interactive things, interviews, what is love, chapters on love, does your family see the real you, lots of cool art and interactivity. Would you be fine with 9? So what would you cut off a toe for? That was a list 5 things you would literally chop off your little toe for. Lots of fun stuff like that. So check out the SoulPancake book. Sorry to go into a commercial mode there, but I wanted to bring up something that Haley brought up in her letter, and then we'll bring Jack on the show. And that is this idea. She said, I'm thrilled to become part of something bigger than myself. And that phrase stuck with me. You know, there's a lot of talk on the internet and interweb about self-care. And self-care is super important. I really don't want to put it down in any way, because self-care is especially important for people who don't know how to do self-care. So self-care is really important for people who maybe put their own interests behind the interests of other people and have a tendency to not love themselves, care for themselves, groom themselves, feed themselves correctly, allow themselves nature and exercise, downtime, a hot bath, all of the things that we should be treating ourselves with. But self-care only goes so far. And I really loved what Haley said about being a part of something bigger than herself, because some of the answers might be found in being part of something bigger than who we are. And it's interesting to see that during this time, anxiety is up greatly, but according to Crisis Text Line, suicides are actually down. And during this time, and by this time I mean the last couple decades of the mental health crisis that has really swept through young people all over the globe, especially in the Western world and especially in the United States. And it's interesting for me to think about why suicides have gone down and anxiety is way up, because there is a sense that we are going through something together. Humanity is going through something together. Americans are going through something together. We're a part of something. It is scary as hell. We don't know how long this thing is going to last, what the future is going to bring, what the economy is going to look like. A lot of jobs on the line, a lot of rent on the line, a lot of fear. I want to acknowledge all of that. But this idea that we have an opportunity to become something bigger than just ourselves, I think is really important, because ultimately, if you stop at self-care, that will ultimately, I believe, be unsatisfying. It's like, okay, great. I'm doing self-care. I'm doing self-care. Fantastic. Okay, I'm self-cared. I'm eating right. I'm exercising. I'm taking the hot bath. I'm connecting with my friends. I'm treating myself right. I'm giving myself a break. I'm allowing of myself. That's wonderful. But what's the next step? You do that in order that you can care for others. We achieve self-care so that we can move on and care for those less fortunate than us. So that's what this is all about. That self-care is a stop along the way. We do self-care so that we can be, as Haley Earp says, a part of something bigger than ourselves, something larger than ourselves. And I believe ultimately what that is it's groups of people bringing people together and creating community in various ways, trying to make the world a better place, whatever that means to you. Whether it's a faith-based group, whether it's a nonprofit, it could even be a political group, although I'm not a big fan of partisan politics and how corrupt and corrosive that whole world is. But anytime we can find that thing that we can be a part of that's larger than ourselves, and Haley was talking about finding that in terms of being a volunteer for the crisis text line. And we had the founder of the crisis text line on here. There's lots of great organizations like that that deal with the mental health. Maybe this is something you've gone through yourself. You've dealt with some mental health issues in yourself, and you have some wisdom to bring to bear on other people that might be suffering from mental health issues. So I really want to thank Haley for that wonderful letter, and again remind you that there's a lot of talk about self-care. Super important. Don't want to denigrate self-care, but self-care is there so that we can make ourselves stronger, wiser. And by the way, my producer just texted me. Thank you, Tiffany. If you're in crisis, the crisis text line number is hit share, not share like the singer share, but share, S-H-A-R-E. Thank you. Although maybe Cher has her own crisis text line. I don't know. Sounds like a good idea. If I was in deep trouble, there's no one I would rather text with than Cher. But this is text Share, S-H-A-R-E, to 741-741 for free 24/7 support. So 741-741 is crisis text line for those of you who are curious about the number. They're a wonderful organization. You can just tell them, hey man, I'm bummed, or hey man, I feel awful, or I feel so alone, or help me, or I don't know what to do, or I need counseling, or whatever it is. Crisis text line is there for you. And one lovely that Haley Earp joined up. But again, self-care, a lot of stuff on Instagram. You see I always make fun of those inspiring quotes on Instagram, like, love yourself, give yourself a hug as if you were a tree, or whatever, in beautiful lingo and stuff. And it is important to give yourself a hug as if you were a tree, but to do so that you can hug others, so that you can give back to others, so that you can make yourself stronger, more secure, more wise, more accepting, more allowing, more compassionate. We get more compassionate for ourselves so that we're able to be more compassionate to others. And I also want to say that I'm having a hard time being compassionate to all these Jack Grazer fans out there. Poor Jack, I feel bad for him. But let's bring him on. Let's find him. There he is. Jack Dylan Grazer. Jack Dylan Grazer. Jack Dylan Grazer. Hey.
Hey.
Jack Dylan Grazer.
What do you? Why? Okay, I don't know why people feel inclined to go Grazer. Hey, Grazer. That's what my principal used to call me. It's Grazer. There's no I. There's no I.
But I used to call you Glazer, so
Yeah,
it's
because you're
better
just an
than
asshole.
Glazer.
No, I'm kidding. How
Sorry
are
for
you?
mispronouncing my. I've never had my name mispronounced.
No, of course not.
Weirdo.
Because it's weather. You can't.
I'm liking this. What's going on up here, man?
This?
The curls. The like the
Oh, I
blonde. You got the
know.
blonde. Look at that.
I know. Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen you, right?
Been a long time.
Like
Yeah.
a really long time. So
That
yeah,
is
I
rad.
was in Italy and I had a blonde hair, a big head of blonde hair. But yeah.
Why do you have blonde? Why did you go to Italy to get blonde hair?
Just for I thought it would be cool before the corona started. But no, because I did a show, an HBO show in northern Italy, and I had blonde hair for it.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that. No, how did that dovetail with this virus?
So dude, literally where it was like the most prominent, like in Milan and like in like that like the northern part is
Yep.
exactly where I were. That like struck like 3 weeks after I left. And dude, like if we were behind a little bit or something and I had to stay longer, catastrophe. It would have
You
been a
would have been
catastrophe.
screwed. It would have been screwed. It hit so hard, so fast there. It was just a
I
total
know.
nightmare.
Yeah, and also, dude, I gotta say, you were just saying some really genius stuff about the self-care thing. I was listening to that. Good job, man. You're doing good with
Thanks,
this.
man.
Yeah.
So, on this show, Jack, we I do a little, I don't know, who am I? I'm an unemployed, overweight,
Yeah.
middle-aged suburban
But dude,
dad
you know what I
actor.
love about you though? You know what I love is that you're so taking initiative. Because these are the things that I promise myself I'm gonna do. Like do I'm like, oh, it'd be so funny if I did like a talk show live stream thing because I have all the time in the world right now. But like
Yeah,
I know. But
you
I
should
say
do
it.
that.
I
I
know.
will be your first guest.
Would you? You would, right?
Of course. Of
Thank
course.
you.
I'll be your sidekick, man. You are a genius actor. I will totally be your sidekick to the end of time.
Wow. I'll let you be my sidekick any day.
So we're doing this show, Hey There Human, uplifting content. I do a little monologue. We interview people. And the reason I really wanted, and then I interview random human beings from the interwebs on here, which you can do on Instagram Live, which is
That's
cool. Have you
beautiful.
ever done that?
What? Like go on
Interview
live with a
random
random
human
person?
beings?
Yeah, I have. I don't do it that much, but I recently just did like a huge convention thing on like an online convention that was like, I talked to like a stranger. I talked to a stranger for 2 minutes, and I talked to like 300 strangers in like 2 days.
Holy moly.
Yeah, dude, and
Wow.
it was not. Well, and also it was world. I don't know why I keep standing up, but it was worldwide. It was a world. I talked to somebody. I didn't even know people knew who I was in China or in Israel, in Tunisia. Tunisia, dude. Where even is Tunisia? It's in Africa, right?
That's funny. Well, you have some rabid fans on here, by the way.
Rabid,
Yeah.
raving
Do
rabid.
they have great? Or what are they called? Like a lot of times, like there's believers. What are Grazer
Um,
groupies or something? What do you call your fans?
uh, pedestrians.
We need to make up a fun name.
No, I used to call them
Jack-o'-lanterns.
yeah.
I don't know. Um, So listen, man, I wanted to talk to you specifically because you're a teenager. As we all know, you're 17 years old, right, Jack?
I'm 16, dude.
No.
Oh no! I forgot. I'm 17. Yeah.
And my son is 15, and so he has a unique perspective. So give me, as a middle-aged, pathetic, unemployed, overweight suburban dad, give me your line on your I hate to say this, I need you to be the voice of a generation right now.
Okay.
How are teens feeling around the world about what's going on?
Oh.
How are you handling it? And is there something in the zeitgeist?
Well,
Is there
dude,
something?
I also don't want to sound like entitled or arrogant or at all or like sound like spectacular. or not like spectacular, but like I don't want to sound like I'm like something else, like of like outside of the normal group of kid,
Yeah.
but I am though. So I feel like there's a certain obligation on my end during this part, and I can't. It's not like oh I should pick up a new hobby, or it's like no. I think like this time is good for so many people to like I don't know, capitalize might be the wrong word, but like improve or further themselves in whatever the thing is that they're like into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like with what you're doing. Like
Right. Well, you and I have a platform, and it's good for us to use our platform
yeah.
for social good.
Yeah.
But everyone has a platform in some way, and also people can also use
Yeah,
this time as an opportunity for self growth and self improvement in some way, right? Is that what you're saying?
definitely. Yeah, definitely that. And also like oh, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Yeah,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
cover for you, but the well, one thing that you've been doing, which I really love, is these dull boy doodles. Although I never got my T-shirt, you said you were going to send me a T-shirt.
You never got it?
No.
That's hilarious because this other big famous person, FaZe Rug, got his. I don't know how you. I'll ask my mom about that. Yeah, that's weird. I feel bad, dude. Oh
Don't worry.
no.
Don't worry
You'll
about
get
it.
it, I promise.
So tell me about Dull Boy Doodles, because the
So,
proceeds from your kind of this venture that you're doing are going to No Kid Hungry. So tell me about Dull Boy Doodles and then No Kid Hungry. What's going on there?
yeah. So the Doughboy Doodles, the clothing thing that I have, the merch thing is called Dull Boy, and I wanted it to be kind of like a dramatic thing, because to separate it from just like Jack Grazer wishes you a happy Valentine's Day, like here's buy this shirt. I wanted it to kind of be like a fragment of like a personality trait of mine or something.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is kind of like there was a point where I was that I was going through a little bit before this quarantine thing, and then in the beginning of it, it's like it became like a really consistent thing where I was like not it wasn't like depression or anything, but it was like really internal. Like I was really internal, and I didn't like it was a different I went it was a phase maybe because I'm out of
Okay.
it now. But it was like a
Mm-hmm.
really internal thing. I didn't know how to like express my emotions really, or I did,
Mm-hmm.
but like I wouldn't. Anyway, I would like draw, and I was like finding like poetry and like drawing and doodling and stuff because I never got into that. But I was doodling and stuff and drawing all these characters, and I have all these characters. I can't really show them because it's like secretive. But Save is the alien character, who's a doodle of mine who's super cool. I wrote a character description for him. It's on the website. I forgot what it is right now, but it's really relevant to what's going on. And yeah, and then the No Kid Hungry thing. I think because I'm like heavily in affiliation with Stomp Out Bullying, which is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Bring awareness to like the bullying because I think that's one of the most prominent things within not even just like the kid community. It's everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
it's inescapable, and it's like and it comes in so many forms. Um, but yeah, the No Kid Hungry thing, I think that's really important because I was reading this thing or watching this thing about uh like the kids who have to go who like rely on the food at the cafeteria at school for their food,
Okay.
and they don't have any food at their house, so like when they go to school, which all the schools are closed down right now, like they
Yeah.
rely on the food in the
Yeah.
cafeteria,
Yeah.
and that's
No, so many.
heartbreaking.
I mean, I was reading some of the statistics, and I don't have it on the tip of my tongue, but people can Google it pretty easily. But like the percentage of kids in New York City who were dependent on school meals to be their daily meals. We don't think about hunger as being a part of poverty in the United States. You think about that in Haiti or parts
Yeah.
of Africa. We don't think about that in the United States, but there's just millions of kids really dependent on being fed at school, and now they're not being fed at school.
Yeah, dude. And it's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. Wow. Yeah.
So, what you're an avid skateboarder. what is that helping keep you sane during this time?
Yeah, I love skateboarding because I'm also starting to like break down why I love things that I love to do. I've been analyzing almost everything that about everything
So
recently.
you figured it out. Tell me.
So I think I love it because I've never really. I mean, I'm okay in a group sport, but I
Yeah.
prefer to do something on my own. I mean, I think of an ensemble cast is different. That's a different, totally different thing. We're not
Right.
talking about that. But like the sport thing, it's good because there's no rules. It's like there's no barriers in skateboarding, and
Right.
you can constantly evolve. Like, and also something that most people don't really think about is that it's not just tricks that you get to learn. It's if you can learn a trick, and then you can learn like a trick like to do that trick. Like I can do kickflips, but then I want to learn how to do kickflips off stairs or like up a curb, or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like there's like so many ways to evolve. Like,
I
and it's yeah,
I
it gives
love
you discipline too.
I love thinking about that in terms of sports because in my pathetic old age, my favorite sport is tennis, and I love the
Mm.
sport of tennis because you're constantly in tennis playing opposing two people. You're
Mhm.
playing your opponent, so you have to learn about your opponent. Like, oh, do they have a weak backhand, or they can't hit a lob shot, or if I hit it here, then I have an advantage, and he's probably going to hit it here or there, or she. And so you have that opponent, but your main opponent when you're playing tennis is yourself. So a ball comes
Mhm.
over the net and you whiff it, or you hit it long, or you hit it out, and your form is wrong. So you're constantly like looking at your form, looking at your relationship to the ball, your body's relationship to the ball. This is kind of really intense, almost cerebral kind of getting to know yourself. And of course,
Dude.
you can't with tennis. You can't muscle it. It's not about hitting the ball as hard as you can. It's not like hitting a baseball where you just gotta whack the thing as hard as you
No,
possibly
dude, it's
can.
like strategic.
It's strategic, and there's a zen quality. It's stroking the ball. That's what she said. It's more about I knew that would get you. You know what I mean? It's about these movements that you're making. You know, it's almost like kung fu or tai chi or something. You're making these figure 8 movements as you're stroking
Yeah.
through and across the ball, and you to be
But it's also kind of
breathing
freaky
and
though. I think that's kind of freaky though to like is it easy to like let go of like the mental wall of like needing to like hit the ball hard, especially when there's like another person that is reliant, like another person. So it's not
yeah.
like you're just playing with yourself so you can like absolutely chill. There's like another person that's like
Sometimes the very best shot is to just hit the ball just with ease and precision and hardly any power at all.
that's the best feeling.
And
Yeah,
when you
in
hit it
anything.
like that, it really, you know.
Hmm.
So, are there kind of those Zen elements about skateboarding? Sometimes when you're
Totally.
skateboarding, you feel
Yeah.
like you're floating out of your body, or you're
Yeah.
beyond time and space in some other mode of being.
I've noticed that not only in skateboarding, but even in acting, which is something that both do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Even in acting, like when you like do something and you kind of think about it because like you're always self-aware, but like you do something and like you didn't think about doing it before you did it, and you did it and it just came out and it felt really natural, and you could just feel people laughing somewhere. That's like a good like that's like the feeling that I get when like I land a good kickflip. But like
Mm-hmm.
effortlessly. Like I just popped really high and flicked really fast, and it felt, and I caught it really quick, and it
Yeah.
feels so good. And it's like that feeling like, oh, like I did that without almost like any effort at all, and like it felt so good. So
Right.
that's yeah,
So
it's like that kind of
you're chasing that kind of high by
totally
doing it,
chasing
right?
that.
Yeah.
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 And it's like a rare thing to get. And then when you get it's also, but it's not even like in that. Also like in surfing or like in like even baseball or what, I don't know. I don't play baseball or football or tennis, but I get it. I get it.
I'll teach you how to play tennis.
I'm okay.
Really?
Okay, I mean, I used to take tennis classes when I was really little,
Yeah.
and I think I just did it for like the free Gatorade. I don't really know if I actually liked it.
Tennis is really hard for kids to take when they're young because it's 17 things can go wrong with every stroke. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can.
you know what though? I just remembered something. I used to play golf too. I used to play golf, which is very zen. Golf is
Yeah.
super zen, and also because like it's so scenic. I used to do golf tournaments. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, you did golf tournaments?
Yeah. I don't, when I think about myself and my lineage or like my history, I
Yeah.
never think that I was ever a golf person.
Yeah, you don't seem golf. You seem
I'm
anti-golf.
I'm so anti-golf.
You're like
I'm
punk
so
rock.
con golf.
You're
I'm
punk
an
rock.
anarchist. I don't like
You're
golf.
you're
No, I'm not an
Beastie
anarchist.
Boys.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
No.
see our
I admire
movie?
golf.
Did you see
What?
our movie? Don't tell a
Yeah.
soul.
Did
It
you?
was good.
It was so good. Bro, okay, so what are they gonna do about this? What are they gonna do? So is Tribeca gonna be online? I mean, not Tribeca. It's not Tribeca anymore.
Yeah, it was Tribeca, and it just can't. I think it was available to people who are going to Tribeca Film Festival to see. I don't really know how that works. I think that's over. Um, but I heard that we got some distribution. They'll be announcing pretty soon around that.
Oh,
So it will be out. I don't know when, but
that's good. It's a
yeah,
really good movie.
I thought it was terrific. I mean, it's super low budget. It's called, for folks who don't know, it's called Don't Tell a Soul. And Jack and I have a lot of scenes together with,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to give anything away about it, but it's,
It's so good, and we both die in the end.
and we both die. Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone dies. Everyone dies because of the zombies.
And then Superman. This
Right.
cameo, but we're not supposed to talk about it. It's like a really confidential, but it's like a Henry Cavill cameo.
And it folds into Shazam, and then Shazam shows up. But super cool. Your acting is great in it. So people,
You
so
too,
different.
dude.
Such a different role for you. People.
And you know what I realized? You're a totally different kind of actor than any actor I've ever worked with. I don't know how you do it. You're like, I don't know.
You tell.
I don't want to like describe your technique, and I'm probably and get it wrong. But like, I feel like I kind of get it. Like, I don't know how to explain it though, because it's like you're technical and you're like aware of things, but then you also like make it so that the camera gets you more than like the people who are seeing it live. Does that make any sense at all?
So
Like I don't know, like you know how to look good and appear good on the camera, but like in real life, it's like you're not even aware of it. I don't know. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
You want to describe your
there's
technique
a
for
camera
class?
awareness.
Yes, but like there's no trace of that in real
you don't
life.
see it in the performance, but I have the technical ability. You know, I did a lot of theater before.
Me too.
Film. You did theater?
So much. I learned. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd be able to do film if I didn't do theater.
I didn't even know that you did theater.
I fuck with it. I love theater. I love theater. I'm a huge theater advocate, baby.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We got to do some theater together. That'll be our next thing.
Okay, that'd be fun. Yeah, do theater. But dude, also theater taught me everything, every life lesson I've ever had. Every life lesson and everything.
I love it. I feel the same way. It's I found my people, those
dirty, I say the same thing.
Crazy people of the theater.
Love it.
Yeah.
I say the same thing. And then that's like me. That's like my like field of dreams thing. Like not the smell of a baseball field, but like the smell of like backstage at a theater.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous. It's just art.
I feel the same way, man. We should talk about that more at some point. I gotta let you go, but
you do?
Well, I do. Yeah.
Why? Are you gonna talk about yourself now? You're gonna talk like solo, and people are gonna stay on. Watch, the numbers are gonna go down, Rainn Wilson. The numbers are gonna go back down to 1,000.
I think that we're at 5,500, and you will leave, and we'll go to 1,200.
Yeah.
Because
I'll stay on though. I'll stay on and watch and like comment to keep the people entertained.
Well, but what I do as part of the show, Jack Dylan Grazer, is I interview random human beings from the internet. That's part of the show.
Oh.
So I'm going to pluck people from their pathetic obscurity, and I'm going to bring them into stardom. I'm going to give them their 15 minutes of fame. No, not really. It's just about having conversations with people from all over the world about their quarantine experience and their life experience during these difficult times.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's about creating community. That's what we do at SoulPancake. Tell your followers to follow at SoulPancake. Can you do that?
I will. I'll put it on my story, and I'll do it right now.
Sweet. You are a
Thank
beautiful
you.
human being,
You are
and
too.
hopefully we'll have an opening of Don't Tell a Soul, and
Oh,
good luck during these difficult times, and I hope to see you when all of this stuff lifts.
I'd love that. Good to see you, Rain.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Okay, bye. What a great human being. What a sweetheart. I see why all of these fans love Jack Dylan Grazer so much. Although I think he's like 9 there. Thank you, Jack, for being on the show. What a cool dude. Great perspective. Folks, I just want to tell you before we go to selecting random human beings from the internet to speak to, tomorrow, oh, I'm so excited. Ellie Kemper, one of my other favorite human beings, is going to be here. Ellie Kemper from The Office and the unbearable Kimmy Schmidt. Then we have some wonderful guests. Youth Poet Ambassador Laureate Amanda Gorman. She's on Thursday. She's awesome. Amazing poet. Ai-jen Poo. Don't let the name throw you. Brilliant human being. Has done so much for human rights struggles, works with domestic workers all around the planet, has helped hundreds of thousands of people, have helped millions of people with her efforts. So great show. We got some great guests coming up next week. And thanks again to Jack Dylan Grazer. And now I'm going to select a random human being from the internet to talk to on Hey There Human. Hey there, human. Hey there, human. What you doing? Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. So I'm going randomly. I'm just kind of scrolling up and down. Here we go. Who is going to be? I don't know who this is. I'm trying not to look at like pictures or anything. I'm just kind of like, this is going up and down. And then how about Helen Pyburn? Helen Pyburn. Let's see if this happens. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good. You look like you're 7 years old, and you look like you have not a very good internet.
I'm 12 actually.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
12. Great. And are you here because you're a big Jack Dylan Grazer fan?
No, I'm actually a huge fan of yours. I love The Office. I watched
Oh,
it like
okay, good. Because if you were a Jack Dylan Grazer fan, I would have booted you. I would have been like, boom, sayonara.
yeah.
Listen, you're 12 years old.
Yeah.
Tell me, how's school going during this time of quarantine?
It is extremely boring, and right now I'm doing like assessments. It's like the semester assessments, so it's all tests. But luckily it's just one a day, so it's not too bad.
Okay, good. And where do you live? Where do you live?
I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, good. You don't have much of a Southern accent.
I do not. Yeah. Surprisingly, because all my family, they've been in Nashville like forever since
Yeah.
they. Okay, I'm gonna show it to my sister because she's a big fan of The Office.
Yeah, bring her in. Let's see.
Can't believe
I've
it.
got. What's her name?
Look, I'm live with Rainn Wilson.
Hey.
Stop.
Hi. How you doing?
Hi.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's a joke.
Do you know who was just on the show? Jack Dylan Grazer.
Jack Grazer, you know him? No.
Did you know that?
This is to take a picture. This is so cool. I've been
Yeah,
trying
take a picture.
to started. This is crazy.
Good.
Oh my.
All right. That's great.
I mean, because of you. Like, you were so funny, the best ever, and oh my God. Okay, sorry.
So, guys, what have you learned about going through this experience as sisters? Now you're ditching your sister. You're taking me on a tour of your house. Do you have any words of advice for people that are getting through this quarantine?
I would say just, even though how hard it gets, just push through it. Cause look, I'm with Rainn Wilson, Dwight from The Office.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
I've been trying to get on since we started.
Oh my God. Wait, how many females are in this house?
3 sisters, 1 brother,
Oh
and
my
a dad.
God.
It
Oh my
feels
God.
like it's a clown car of
I know.
okay, guys.
We have 5 children.
Sorry.
So you're saying push on even though it can be difficult sometimes?
You know how difficult it gets. Just push through it.
Okay. And why is that?
Because, you know, with all these siblings, it gets super annoying, very annoying. And no matter how much I just want to leave them, I'm thankful that I have them, because without them, it's just...
Oh, that's so sweet. So they annoy you, but you're so grateful to have them. Yeah. You guys seem really close. Who's over there who's over there?
I'm the mom.
All of them. They're all over there.
I'm the mother.
And there's a little one. It's just chock-a-block with Nashville women over there. Listen, I wish you the very best. It was very nice chatting with you. So nice to see you. Give my regards to Nashville, but do it from a safe distance. Please take good care of your family. Stay safe, and do your homework. And it's a great opportunity for learning.
Yes,
sir.
Okay, I appreciate it. I like being called sir. Wow, that's a first. Thanks. Nice talking to you. Bye, kids.
Oh my God.
Ellen Pyburn, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that nice? We got time for one more. One more. I told Jack it would go down to 1,200. It's at 1,400, so I was close. Jack Dylan Grazer. What else we got going on here? Instagram Live. Human beings. How about Peyton Hastritter? Peyton and Friends. Hastriter. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Are you Peyton?
Yes, I'm Peyton.
Great. And does the rainbow teddy bears behind your head, does that mean that you do a lot of drugs?
No, that's just because I like Grateful Dead, the band.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like people who had like rainbow bear signs meant that they were just dropping acid like every other day.
Yeah, my dad didn't want to get it for me, but he gave in, so.
So what do you like about the Grateful Dead? Because sometimes I have some issues with them.
I mean, obviously the drugs weren't the best thing, but I mean, I just love how they just like kind of lived life and they didn't really care about like if they were gonna like be bad or good. They just did it because they loved what they were doing, or they loved what they did.
You know, here's my theory about the Grateful Dead, and I'm going to tell you whether you want to hear it or not.
Yeah.
Recently, I heard some music on the radio because I listen to a lot of rock and roll and other stuff. And I was like, holy shit, what the hell is this? And I Shazammed it. And it was Grateful Dead from 1972 in a live show. And it was like mind-blowing. I was like, oh my God. Like the composition, the musicianship, everything was insanely good.
Yeah.
But then I realized that in later years, I think they were trying to chase what they had been mostly in the 70s. And they kind of just got really like they had smoked way too many bong loads. So they're fried and heavy lidded and like kind of endless canoodling solos. But they weren't able to get that. They kind of had like a really intense musical energy early on and some of their live shows and some of their earlier recordings, but they never could quite get back to that. People were chasing that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah.
But some of those live performances,
it's crazy.
Were so good. Like, I get why people dug them, but then you hear other stuff and it's just like, why is this guitar solo going on for 11 and a half minutes? This is
there's some of them are a little.
Yeah.
But I mean.
So, your name's Peyton?
Yes, my name's Peyton.
Where are you located?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Are you a big Jack Dylan Grazer fan?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of his stuff. I don't haven't seen everything, but yeah, I'd say I'm a fan.
All right, great. And tell me about your experience during this quarantine. What are you up to, and what have you learned about Peyton in the last 2 months?
Well, my family's kind of separated right now.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's in LA because she had to go there before this all quarantine thing happened for her job. So my mom is in LA. I'm here in Houston with my dad, and my brother is also in Houston, but he lives 5 minutes away, so it's not that bad. But I've just been hanging out with some of my friends, but not large groups because I've been trying to stay away.
Yeah.
But I occasionally go on kind of a little bike ride with my friends, just to make sure they're doing good and stuff.
A bike ride's a good idea because you can talk,
that's what.
You can kind of stay separate at the same time.
Yeah, so we each go on the side of the street and we ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah.
And so you're managing to stay connected somewhat.
Yes, and I've been FaceTiming friends. Actually, last night I went on because I've been reaching out to some of my old friends that I haven't seen in a while, just to make sure everyone's doing good. So I went on FaceTime with a bunch of friends, just seeing how they were doing, because I haven't talked to them in a while.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. And what are you a student?
Yes, I'm actually. I've been in theater also for 5 years now. And I'm actually I was this summer or next summer was gonna go take acting classes in downtown Houston and try out for Theater Under the Stars, which is a main thing in Houston.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever go to the Alley Theater in Houston?
Yes, I've been there.
Yeah, right on. And do you like acting, or what part of theater do you like?
I like acting, and I just like the whole idea of leaving everything behind and just entering a new world and a new person, and trying to do the best to create this character, well, not create it, but make myself more filled with another person almost, and leave I don't have to worry about anything. I just enter this other world.
Yeah, there's something really, people joke about the magic of the theater, but there is something really magic about that transformation that you make. Okay, I'm going to pretend to be Romeo, and she's going to pretend to be Juliet. We're going to pretend to live in the Renaissance and be Italian and be in love and speak in this way with this heightened verse, and sometimes you actually forget yourself and you feel like Romeo, or you feel like Juliet, or you feel like whatever character you're playing, and there's something really beautiful and magical about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did I did for UIL, we have this thing in Texas where we do UIL. So in middle school, we performed a one-act play and competition between other middle schools in the area.
Yeah. And
we did Anne of Green Gables, I think. Okay. And I did the weird pervert teacher. And I at the end of it, I was kind of becoming this weird dude. My whole cast was being you're being a little weird. Are you okay, Peyton? And I've been oh, sorry. I was just thinking, how you enter this person, and then at the end of it, you almost become this person. Yeah. And it's you take over this whole person body whenever you think, because you're hardwired in your brain.
Which is great training for playing a role like Dwight on The Office, where you kind of become. There's similarities between me and Dwight, but there's a lot of differences. But you transform and you become this other person, and you try and live and breathe and react and talk and walk and see the world in the way that they see the world, through your eyes. So that's great. I hope you're able to continue your studies. Are you still in high school or college, or in between?
I'm a freshman in high school going to become a sophomore.
Oh wow. Okay, great. You're very mature and well spoken for your young age.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone thinks I'm 18 years old, but I have to be no, I'm 15.
Yeah, I thought you were 18 or 19, because my 15, I have a son who's 15, and you're way more mature than him. I hope he doesn't hear that.
Yeah.
But he's a great kid. Listen, it was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
All right, and such a pleasure. Good luck with your studies and with everything else.
Thank you.
Stay human, And thanks so much for watching the show.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, take care.
You too.
All right, Peyton Hastritter, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks to Jack Dylan Grazer. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Please tell your friends every weekday at noon on @SoulPancake Instagram Live. I will be talking a little bit, interviewing people a little bit, and interviewing random human beings from the internet from all over the world, as you just witnessed. So today, as a reminder, we talked a little bit about the letter that was sent to us by Haley something, I can't remember her name, Earp, something like that. And we talked about self-care and the importance of self-care, but how self-care is there for us to shore ourselves up, to give ourselves love, attention, respect, to reduce our anxiety so that we can help others, so that we can be a part of something bigger. So super cool idea to be part of something bigger than just ourselves, because if we just in ourselves, in our ego, and kind of wallowing in a pit of self-care, that's kind of a dead end, I think. So that was just the thought of the day I'd like to carry with us. We take care of ourselves so that we can help the less fortunate and help them care for themselves, and so on and so on and so on. So thanks so much for watching Hey There Human. Stay human, all you funky cats. Thanks so much. Tomorrow, Ellie Kemper. Tell your friends. Bye-bye.